Hello, good morning. Happy first of the month. I wanted to start right on that foot that it's a new month. I can't believe it's already November. I feel like it went January, February, March, November. So I wanted to start today kind of with a fun little exercise to kind of set your intention for your practice today and for the month ahead. In that sense, feeling like this is the very first time that you are doing yoga. Maybe it is the very first time, but approaching your class today or your practice today as if it's the first time. Always at beginnings, I like to bring in this kind of concept, this kind of idea, just to like set that tone, just to kind of rediscover new things. I think we get so used to, so caught up in our daily routines, our rituals, and sometimes it's nice to kind of slow down and reconfigure, or just notice those routines, notice the newness in the routine. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start. So finding yourself in a nice, comfortable seat. I have a block here. We may use it, we may not. Just maybe have something nearby that's a nice support system for you. Something that resembles a block, maybe a pillow or a rolled up blanket. And we'll go ahead and get started. So finding that nice comfortable seat, hands on the knees, either palms face down or palms face up. That's up to you. And closing the eyes. Just allowing yourself a few moments to arrive on your mats, in your space, wherever that might be, in this moment, most importantly. Allow yourself the time to arrive. Sometimes we expect this magic to happen when we sit on our mat, and that we immediately show up, but sometimes it takes a little time. So allow yourself that. Starting to tune in to your breath, just noticing the rhythm of your breath, noticing that maybe every breath you take is a little bit different than the one before it. Noticing if your breath carries a certain temperature today, a certain texture. Noticing if your breath carries any weight. Maybe it's heavy today, maybe it's light, maybe somewhere in between. And gently starting to deepen that breath, taking slightly longer inhales and more complete exhales. Making each breath a little bit longer than the one before it. Taking your next inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1. Holding it briefly at the top. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. A little bit deeper. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once more. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Taking the deepest breath you've taken all morning. Really allowing those lungs to fill. Exhaling completely. On your next inhale, drawing those arms up towards the sky, placing the palms together. Exhaling, hands into heart center. Inhaling, drawing those arms up, palms come together. Exhaling, hands into heart center. Once more. Inhaling, arms come up. Exhaling, hands into heart center, and then draw those arms out nice and wide, turning the palms face up, and then rotating those the thumbs towards the back of the room. Inhaling here. As you exhale, rotate the palms down, bringing the back of the hands together, round through the spine. Inhaling to open up, turning those palms towards the back. Exhaling, closing, rounding back of the hands together. Finding a few more of these nice heart openers, a little bit of spinal movement this morning. At your own pace, follow your breath, opening with your inhale, closing with your exhale. Good. Swarming up that spine might be the first time that you're really moving around this morning, so take your time. Finding one more full round here. And at the end of that exhale, drawing both arms back up towards the sky, hands down towards the mat, finding a little forward fold, allowing the head and neck to relax completely. Just taking a moment to set that intention for your practice today. So if this idea, like I started at the beginning, this idea of new beginnings, kind of approaching your class today as if it's the first time that you're doing any of these poses, just to see if you can discover something new. If that's something that resonates with you today, go ahead and bring that in. Of course, if there's something else going on in your life that's super inspiring to you or something you're working on personally, bring that into your practice. Make it yours. Taking one more nice deep inhale here. Exhaling completely. Inhaling, slowly walking the hands back towards the knees, and then bringing those hands back behind you, bringing your feet towards the mat, knees up towards the sky. Just making sure that those heels are in line with the hips. I'm going to bring my fingers to point towards my hips, but sometimes that's not so comfortable for some people. You can always bring those fingers pointing towards the back. Find what works for you here. We're going to inhale, pressing into the hands, lifting those hips up towards the sky. Just opening up here a little bit, maybe a little movement forward and back, or maybe a little circle in the wrists and the ankles feels nice. Just finding a little opener here, taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, release the hips down towards the mat and allow your shoulders to drape over the knees. Head and neck relax completely. Maybe that might be a little much on your wrist this morning. You can always give your wrists a little bit of rotation as well. Just warming up the joints. Slowly bringing those hands back behind you again. Inhaling, pressing in, drawing the hips up towards the sky, finding that reverse table. Maybe this time the head and neck drops back. Maybe a little movement again, forward and back, side to side. Find a circle, whatever feels nice. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, hips down towards the mat. Allow your shoulders to drape over the knees. Finding 2 more breaths here. We're going to try that one more time. Nice deep inhale, bringing those hands back behind you. Press through the feet, through the hands. Lift the hips towards the sky. Open up. Maybe a little bit of movement feels nice. Maybe stillness feels good. Feeling the strength in your arms. Really press through the hands. Nice deep inhale, lifting a little bit higher. As you exhale, hips back down towards the mat. Allowing those shoulders to drape over the knees. Head and neck, relax. Breathe. Good. One more nice deep inhale here. Maybe rotating those wrists again. And then slowly lifting the torso back towards neutral, crossing into the ankles to roll yourself into a normal tabletop. Finding the wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then what I call dancing table, just allowing your body to move in whatever direction feels good to you in this moment. It's kind of a free flow, free movement moment. So just allow yourself to find space. Where does your body want to go? Where does it want to find that space? Notice where your body might be holding on to a little bit of tension. Notice how your body wants to move. Finding your joints, your wrists, your elbows, shoulders, hips, knees. Maybe even stretching out the legs, stretching out the feet, getting the head and neck involved. Really, there's no right or wrong here. Just allow yourself movement. Good. However you've chosen to move, just making sure you always even yourself out. Whatever you do on the right, do on the left. Whatever you do towards the front, do towards the back. When you're ready, slowly making your way towards stillness, tucking the toes, pressing into the hands to lift the hips into the sky, finding your downward facing dog. Now it's the first one, probably today, maybe even this whole week. Just allow yourself to add some movement there. Pedaling out the feet, bending the knees, shaking the hips. Kind of like in that dancing table. Allow yourself movement in your down dog. Finding that upside down V shape today. Again, notice where you might be a little bit tense, especially this morning, waking up. Allow yourself a few extra breaths into those spaces. When you're ready, slowly coming towards stillness, inhaling onto those tippy toes, exhaling, releasing the heels. Inhaling onto the toes, exhaling to release. Once more, inhale onto the toes, little bend into the knees here. Allow that tailbone to reach up towards the sky, nice long spine, gaze comes forward, and then slowly stepping the feet to the top of your mat. Inhaling to find a little half lift there at the top. Exhaling to fold. Let's keep it nice and easy as we get started. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, finding your half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing into the feet, rounding through the spine, drawing yourself all the way up towards standing. Arms come up at the top. Bending through the elbows, open up that heart space as you exhale, hands into heart center. Inhaling, drawing those arms up. Bending the elbows, opening up the heart. Exhale, hands into heart center. Once more, inhaling the arms up. Open up, bend the elbows. Exhaling, hands into heart center. Good. This time, making sure those feet are about hips distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider. Inhaling the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, we're going to sink down through a chair pose, but use it nice and deep, or bring it nice and deep. Pretending someone's pulling the front of your fingers as well as your hips towards the back. So kind of this opposite movement, taking a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and dip down even more. Graze the floor with the hands and find your forward folds. Nice deep inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, pressing into the feet, rounding all the way up. Now we're going to add a nice flow through this movement. As you exhale, find that nice deep chair. Exhaling, grazing the hands, straighten the knees, round through the spine. Inhaling, come all the way back up. Exhaling, moving through that chair, nice and deep, grazing that floor. Rounding through the spine to draw yourself all the way up. So we're creating this kind of wave movement in our body. We're going to find 2 more just like that. Taking it slow, moving with your breath. Good. 1 more full round. And then I'll meet you again in a nice forward fold. So as you dip down through your chair, go ahead and stay in that forward fold, taking a nice deep inhale to half lift. Exhaling to fold. Now finding a forward fold that feels really nice in your body. Maybe those feet stay where they are. Maybe you bring the feet underneath the hips or closer, toes touching. Maybe the knees are nice and bent. Maybe those hands just dangle there in front of you. Maybe you grab opposite elbows in front of the knees or in back of the knees. Wherever you choose to go, making sure the head and neck are nice and relaxed. Maybe you shake it no, nod it yes, just to be sure. Breathing here, nice deep belly breaths. Exhaling, drawing that belly in and up, finding a little bit more space, a little bit more length. Allow yourself to notice the hamstrings here, maybe the calf muscles a bit. Breathe. One more nice full breath. Exhaling completely, releasing those hands down towards the mat. Inhaling to find that half lift again. As you exhale, we're going to step the right foot to the back of the mat, come down onto the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhaling to sink into that right hip, just saying hello this morning. Exhaling to draw the hips back, straighten the front knee. Inhaling, sinking into that front hip. Exhaling, hips come back. Finding 1 more round just like this. Inhaling in. Exhaling the hips back. On your next inhale, coming towards that low lunge shape, releasing the right hand towards the mat. Left hand comes into the sky, finding a little twist here. Pressing through that right hand. If it feels nice to over-exaggerate this pose a little bit, drawing the heart a little bit closer towards the sky, that left hand back behind you a bit more, go for it. Nice deep inhale. Exhaling completely. Let's take this 1 step further, releasing that left hand to the inside of that left foot. I'm going to rotate myself so you can see this a little bit better. And then you're going to walk that left foot out towards the side. Toes are pointing at a 90-degree angle away from you. So you have this nice open hip here. This might be that spot where a block feels nice underneath the right hip as you slowly dip that right hip down towards your mat. That right hand stays on the mat, making sure that there's space between the shoulder and the ear. Left hand reaches towards that back foot. Just pressing into that right hand, creating a little bit more space. Again, maybe that block isn't necessary for you today, and that right hip dips all the way down. Let me show it also from another angle. So you see it here, allowing that right side body to open up, breathing in, finding several more breaths right here. If it feels nice today, if you want to add a little challenge or a little extra stretch, maybe you bend into that right foot and reach around with the left hand for that foot, giving yourself a little bit more space. Taking one more nice deep inhale. Exhale, release the foot if you have it. Left hand meets the mat again. Slowly walking that left foot back to the front of your mat, finding that low lunge shape. And then slowly bringing that right knee up, stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand, and allow the hips to drop. Adding a little bit of movement side to side here. Just again, finding those hips this morning. I know it's quite intense, so just take your time. A little sway side to side until you can slowly settle in the middle in your nice yogi squat. Bringing those palms together towards that heart center, making sure the collarbone is nice and wide, heart is nice and open, so you're not rounding into this shape. You're opening up, shoulders draw down and back, pressing into the palms of the hands to give yourself that space. Breathe. Noticing your hips here this morning. It might bring up a lot of challenges. Just notice. No need to judge or add any kind of explanation. Just take notice. Breathing into your hips or any other space that your body needs. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, right hand's going to come down towards the mat. Inhaling the left hand into the sky. Open up. Exhaling, releasing the left hand down towards the mat. Inhale the right hand towards the sky. Exhaling right. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale left. Inhale, the right arm rises. Exhale, both hands towards the mat, hips up towards the sky, finding your forward fold. Slowly walking those feet just a little bit closer. Inhale, finding your half lift. Exhale to fold, inhale to round. Let's add those nice wave-like motions into our spine again. Arms reach up. Exhale, nice deep chair pose. Graze the floor with the fingers. Find your forward fold. Inhale to round all the way back up. Beautiful work. Exhale, finding that chair. Graze the mat. Rolling your way all the way back up towards standing. 2 more nice full rotations at your own pace, following your breath. Really warming up that spine this morning. I promise your spine will thank you. Taking one more full round, and on your exhale, meet you down in your forward fold. Again, hang out here for a moment. Find that forward fold that feels nice to you. Maybe the knees are bent again, or maybe you bend them this time. Maybe a different placement in the feet or the arms. Again, finding what works in your body in this moment. Where does your body want to go? Notice that. Breathe into those spaces. Just making sure wherever you are that the head and neck are the most relaxed. If movement feels nice in this forward fold, you're more than welcome to add it. Maybe a little sway. Maybe stillness feels best. Two more nice deep breaths here, allowing just a little bit more space. Slowly releasing the hands down towards the mat. Inhaling to find your half lift as you exhale, stepping that left foot to the back of your mat. Dropping that left knee on, tucking the toes. Inhaling to sink into that left hip this time. Exhaling, drawing the hips back. Just noticing your hips here. Inhaling to come forward. Exhaling to move the hips back. Few more times back and forth. Just saying hello to that left hip. Good. The next time you come towards your low lunge shape, left hand comes to the mat, right hand into the sky, finding your little twist here. Again, pressing into that left hand, really palm fully on the mat, space between the shoulder and that ear. Reaching the right hand towards the sky. If it feels nice to over exaggerate this pose, drawing that heart a little bit further towards the sky, right hand a little bit more back behind you, go for it. Maybe sinking into that left hip already a little bit more. Breathe. Nice deep inhale. Exhaling, guiding the right hand to the inside of that right foot so you can step that right foot out and over towards the side a little bit more. Toes are pointing into that 90-degree angle here. Again, grabbing your block or support for underneath the left hip if you'd like it, or slowly sinking that left hip down. Noticing that one side might feel different than the other. For me, this is my more tense side. So just taking note of that. Pressing into that left hand against space between the shoulder and the ear. Right hand reaches towards the back of the room. Breathing in here. Allowing space through that left rib cage. If it feels nice to bend into that left foot, grabbing the foot, bending the knee, finding a little bit more space there, go for it. Again, keep pressing into that left arm, left hand. Nice deep inhale. Exhaling gently, releasing that foot if you have it. Right hand back towards the front of your mat, stepping that right foot back towards the front, finding your low lunge shape. This time tucking the back toes, lifting the knee, and stepping the right foot to the back of your mat. Finding a high plank. Taking a nice deep inhale as you exhale, knees to the mat. Untuck the toes, hips towards the heels, finding a child's pose. Allowing the head and neck to relax here. Maybe the arms out in front of you feels nice. You can bring them back behind you as well. And just taking this moment to retune into your intention. I always like to kind of break up a class in little pieces. You can always bring yourself back. Remind yourself of that intention that you set. So if that idea of coming into each of these poses or whatever your practice is today in kind of a new way, discovering something new, if you've chosen to bring that intention in, just notice already here in this child's pose. Can you discover something new? Maybe starting to take nice deep belly breaths, finding that breath translating into your lower spine, maybe adding a little sway in the hips, just adding or subtracting anything you need just to discover, just to notice newness. Taking 2 more nice full breaths here. Allowing that heart, the head, to grow a little bit heavier. Inhaling. Gently guiding the hands or the gaze in between the hands. Now for where we're going, I like to bring my knees a little bit wider and my toes together, but you find what works for you. We're going to walk those hands over towards the right side of your mat, finding again that left side opening up. Maybe the left hand meets the top of the right here, allowing the head and neck to relax. Gently inhaling, gazing towards the hands again, walking those hands through center and over towards the left this time. Maybe the right hand meets the top of the left. Again, allowing the head and neck to relax. Breathing into your right side. Inhaling, gently lifting the gaze, walking those hands back through center, tucking the toes, lifting the hips towards the sky, finding that downward facing dog again. Adding movement again if you'd like, maybe just releasing those sensations from the back of the knees, maybe through the hips. Being in that child's pose for a little bit longer, letting that all that blood recirculate back through the legs a bit. Whatever it is you might need. Inhaling, reaching that right foot into the sky, bending through the right knee, opening up that right hip, keeping the shoulders nice and square with the front of your mat. So rolling that right armpit down, opening up through that right side. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to guide that right foot to the inside of the hands, taking a moment to settle in here. When you're ready, both arms lift up towards the sky, finding a nice high lunge. Exhaling, settling in, sinking down, allowing that left heel to come towards the end of your mat, bending through that right knee. Shoulders are down towards or down and back. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to open up towards the right side. Again, finding your twist. Nice deep inhale to grow a little bit taller. As you exhale, open up a little bit deeper. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, left hand down towards the mat, right hand into the sky. Again, finding that nice twist here. We're going to add a little bit of movement in the arm just to rediscover some newness in this pose. Maybe you keep that right hand into the sky. Maybe you gently guide the right hand towards the front. Maybe you circle it down towards the right foot. Maybe reach it back behind you. Wherever you choose to go, just finding some extra movement, some extra space through that right hand, noticing what happens through this little twist, this high lunge shape, as you rotate that right arm around. Just be creative, be playful, discover. Taking one more nice deep inhale here. Exhaling the right hand down towards the mat. Inhale, allow that left hip to dip down. As you exhale, bringing that right foot to the back of the left wrist, right knee down to the back of the right wrist. Finding your pigeon pose here. Before we go anywhere, just checking in with that back foot, making sure it's nice and straight. A lot of people sickle that right foot in, but we want to keep the ankle nice and healthy here. Inhaling to grow a little bit taller. As you exhale, maybe you stay here, or maybe you gently guide yourself down towards a block perhaps, maybe forearms on that support system, or maybe forearms to the mat, maybe bringing the entire torso down to the mat. Finding what works best in your body. We won't stay here too long, but just enough to allow yourself to notice your hips here. This is quite a big hip opener. A lot happening in this pose, so take the time, give yourself a nice full body scan. Noticing how everything feels. Notice where your breath, where your body needs you. Taking one more nice deep inhale. Exhaling completely, slowly, slowly guiding the hands underneath the shoulders again to lift the torso. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Let's see if we can make this one smooth motion. Inhaling, sending that right leg back into the sky, open up the hip, finding that nice three-legged dog again, making sure the shoulders are nice and square. Inhale here, exhale, releasing that right foot down towards the mat. Give yourself a little movement side to side, just releasing that right leg again. Good. And then inhaling that left foot into the sky, bend through the left knee, open up the hip. Keeping those shoulders nice and square, breathing here. Allow a nice open front body, inhale. Exhale, stepping that left foot to the inside of your hands. Sorry, lost my mic pack here. Take a moment to settle in. Find that high lunge shape for yourself. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhaling, sinking in. Allowing the shoulders to relax down behind you. Breathe. Nice deep inhale, lengthening through the spine. As you exhale, opening up through the left side, finding your twist. Again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, open up. Inhaling to reach towards the front. As you exhale, right hand down towards the mat, left hand into the sky, finding your twist here on the other side. Noticing how this side feels. Notice if it's different. Different is not necessarily bad. Just notice those little nuances in our bodies on either side. And then gently starting to add movement. So circling that arm possibly towards the front, maybe down towards that left foot, maybe towards the back of the room. In any direction that feels nice, maybe opening up more towards the left. Just discovering or rediscovering new places in this twist, in this high lunge shape. Good. Wherever you choose to go, finding one more nice full breath, one more full rotation. Inhaling all the way open as you exhale, left hand down towards the mat, stepping that right foot to the back of the right wrist, right knee to the back. Left knee to the back of the left wrist, coming down towards that pigeon shape again. Checking that back foot, making sure it's nice and straight. Inhaling to open up. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly making your way down, if it's accessible to you today, finding your pigeon on this side. Allowing the head and neck to relax wherever you choose to go. Maybe that block or support is there to act as a pillow. Adding whatever it is that you need. Finding comfort in this quite intense pose. Breathe. Notice where your body needs your breath on this side. Taking a few more breaths just to complete this pose for yourself. When you're ready, gently guiding the hands back underneath the shoulders here. Tuck the back toe, lifting the knee and sending that left leg back into the sky. Open up that hip. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, release that left leg down to the mat, left foot to the mat. If you need to add movement again here, go for it. Taking a nice deep inhale onto the toes when you're ready. Exhale, release the heels. Inhaling onto the toes. Exhaling, releasing the heels. Once more, inhaling onto the toes. Exhaling, drawing the knees down to the mat, hips towards the heels. Finding your child's pose once more. Allowing the head and neck to relax. Notice any changes that have happened in your body since the last time we were here in this child's pose. Notice extra spaciousness, perhaps, or maybe where your body is starting to communicate with you a bit more. Good. Taking a few more breaths here. Just to allow yourself to sink in, to grow a little bit heavier. Taking a nice deep inhale, looking into that space between the hands, and slowly, slowly guiding the heart to that space, moving your way down towards your belly. Bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders to begin. Feet come together. Taking a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to bring that right knee out towards the right side. Finding that 90-degree angle here in the hip and the knee. Breathing in, allowing that right hip to start to sink down towards your mat. Maybe looking over the right shoulder at the right knee. Starting to find length in that left side. Little bit of shortness on the right side. So inhaling to expand that left side of the body. Exhaling to shorten the right side. On your next inhale, gently moving the torso back towards the center. And we're going to reach that right hand out in front of us. Left arm comes out or underneath that right shoulder, moving down onto the left shoulder. So maybe you stay here. This might be a nice space for you. You might bring a pillow there underneath the head. Or if you would like a little added openness, go ahead and reach that right hand across the heart and over towards the right side. Finding your heart facing the ceiling, nice bend in the right knee, maybe tucking the toes behind the left knee. This might also be where a block comes in handy, that left, onto the left side underneath your right knee. Taking a few breaths into this little twist, kind of mimicking all the twists that we've created in our bodies up until this point. Start noticing some similarities here. And then just like we did at the very beginning, or more towards the beginning, if it feels nice to give yourself a little added stretch here, you might bend through that bottom leg, so your left leg, with the right hand reaching down for that left foot. Again, giving yourself a little added stretch through the left thigh here. Allowing a few more breaths just to give yourself a little bit more depth. Gently, gently releasing that left foot if you have it. And then slowly bringing the right hand back across the heart, over towards the left side, rolling yourself back towards your belly. Finding that Sphinx shape again, elbows underneath the shoulders. You might sway the hips side to side here a little bit, add any movement that feels nice. And then we're going to bring that left knee out towards the left side. Finding that left hip starting to dip down towards the mat. Maybe looking over the left shoulder at that left knee. Breathing in here, starting to lengthen through the right side and shorten through the left. Taking a nice deep inhale here. Exhaling, slowly making your way back towards the center. Reaching that left hand out in front of you, right hand underneath that left shoulder. Again, coming down onto the right shoulder, perhaps staying here. Again, maybe something underneath the right ear just to make this a little bit more comfortable. Or maybe that left arm reaches across the heart and over towards the left side, finding your twist here on the other side. Maybe those toes again tuck behind the right knee, allowing those shoulder blades to stay as close to the mat as possible. Maybe a support underneath the left knee feels nice. Feeling out this twist. Again, just noticing any newness here, discovering something you haven't before. Maybe bending through that right knee again, reaching down for the right foot with the left hand, finding a little extra there. Slowly releasing that bottom foot. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths just to complete yourself here. When you're ready, slowly rolling onto your spine. So coming all the way down towards laying, you might need to scoot yourself back onto the mat a bit more. Drawing those knees into your chest once you get there. Giving yourself a nice little squeeze, maybe a little rock side to side. Good. I'm going to find one last hip opener, and then we are moving our way towards Shavasana. So 3 options for this next one. Maybe the hands come behind the knees, allowing the knees to stay wide. Maybe you bring the hands to the ankles, feet parallel with the sky. Or maybe those peace fingers wrap around the big toes or the outside of the feet to bring yourself into your variation of a happy baby pose. Knees again are wide, feet towards the sky. Notice that nice open hip. Discover something new here today. Before we add any movement, go ahead and find the full length of your spine down on your mat. And then if it feels nice to add movement, go for it. Maybe reaching both legs out wide, maybe a little rock. Maybe just stretching out one leg and then the other. Maybe bringing the feet together. Just whatever feels good. Be playful. Be that happy baby. Just discovering newness. Again, just like before, whatever you do on one side, making sure you do it on the other. You feel nice and even from side to side. And slowly, slowly, when you're ready, when you feel balanced, making your way back to that still happy baby. Again, feeling the whole spinal column down on your mat. Tucking the chin slightly to bring length through the back of the neck. Breathing nice and deep here. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly releasing those feet to the bottom two corners of your mat. Allow the feet to splay open, the arms to come wide, shoulder blades tuck underneath you a bit. Finding comfort, finding your Shavasana. Taking a moment to squeeze the fingers together into a fist and make them as tight as you can. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, release. Inhaling, pointing the toes, adding tension into the feet. Nice deep inhale. Exhaling, release. This time your facial muscles, squeezing them together like you just bit into a lemon. Exhale, release. Good. Nice deep inhale from your toes all the way through your front body to the top of the head. Exhaling down the spine and back to the feet. Inhaling through the front, the top of the head. Exhaling down the spine, back to the feet. And once more just like that. Inhaling through the front. Exhaling down the back. Melting yourself down into the mat a little bit further, growing heavy. Taking one last full body scan from the top of the head down to the toes, releasing every little piece along the way. Finding rest. Gently taking a nice deep breath back into your body, just bringing yourself back to your space. Adding little movements into your fingers and toes. Just gently breaking the silence of your body. Opening and closing your fists, pointing and flexing the feet. Maybe adding a little rotation through the wrists or the ankles. Moving the facial muscles. Taking your time, maybe giving yourself a nice full body stretch, taking a few deep breaths there. When you're ready, gently guiding the knees into your chest, if you haven't already, rolling onto one side, and gently pressing your way back up to a nice comfortable seat. Guiding the hands together at heart center, and bowing the head down towards the fingers slightly. When you're ready, thanking yourself for being here today, for showing up for yourself. Tuning into your intention again. I hope you discovered something new today. New month, new goals, new intentions, new inspirations. Hopefully your practice helped you get there. I want to thank you so much for joining today, and I hope to see you again very soon, hopefully in studio as well. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.